If you've ever planned an event, you know that feeling. That heart-stopping moment when you realize something critical has been missed, and suddenly everyone starts pointing fingers. It's an absolute nightmare called supplier scope creep. And yeah, it sinks events. But what if you could just eliminate it entirely? Okay, let's dive into the blueprint for taking back control. Picture this. It's event day. The clock is ticking. You're right in the middle of a bustling setup. And then you hear it. That first little sign of trouble. The decor team needs to plug in their beautiful lights, but they're just standing there, hands on their hips, telling you that running power wasn't their job. Okay, so you turn to your audio-visual crew, right? They seem like the obvious solution, but nope, they just shake their heads. Hey, we handle the sound system, they say, not the extension cords for decorations. That was not in our quote. And you can feel it. The problem is escalating, and you're caught right in the middle. And that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? All of a sudden, you're not an event planner anymore. You're a detective trying to solve a mystery while your whole event's timeline just hangs in the balance. Everyone's looking at you, and nobody has an answer. It's this exact frustrating moment where professional events just fall apart.
Well, this chaos actually has a name. It all happens in what we can call the gray zone. It's that murky, ambiguous space where responsibilities are unclear, they're not documented, and they fall right through the cracks between all your different suppliers. So let's actually define it.
Now, this is not the classic scope creep, where, say, a client keeps adding more and more features. This is way more subtle, and honestly, it's more dangerous. It's when all those little tasks that everyone assumes are covered are in fact owned by no one. It's born from assumptions, not from documented facts.
And this slide just shows the problem perfectly. Take a look at cable management, for example. Whose job is it? Is it the AV team, the venue, maybe the lighting crew? See, when it could be any of them, it very often ends up being none of them. These are the exact friction points that spark conflict on event day.
You know, it's so easy to blame a difficult supplier, but the truth is, the problem is rarely the people. The real actual root cause is a broken, disconnected process. So the crucial thing to get here is that we need to fix the system, not just try to manage personalities.
And this illustrates that system failure brilliantly. On the left, you've got the AV team's contract. On the right, the decor team's quote. And look, both of them seem perfectly complete on their own, but when you put them side by side, you see it, that massive unassigned gap right in the middle. That's the gray zone, right there in action.
So why do these gaps even exist? Well, it's because the information is scattered absolutely everywhere. A detail gets confirmed in an email over here, a price is in a quote over there, someone gives you a verbal yes on a phone call, a change gets mentioned on WhatsApp. It's all siloed.
And this is the bottom line. When your event's master plan is fractured into a dozen different documents and conversations, no single person, not you and not your suppliers, can see the complete integrated picture. You're all operating with massive blind spots.
So, how do we fix this mess? We do it by moving from chaos to clarity with a really structured system. This 5-step blueprint will put you firmly in control, and it'll transform you from a frantic referee into a calm, confident orchestrator.
Okay, first up, centralized mapping. This becomes your single source of truth. One master document where every single task, big or small, is listed out and explicitly assigned to one supplier. No more assumptions. Second, clear definitions. Vague language is your absolute enemy. So instead of a task like handle cleanup, it's defined as remove all trash, wipe all tables, and sweep the ballroom floor by 2 a.m. It's measurable and it's undeniable. Third is visible integration. This master document, it gets shared with all your key suppliers. So now the AV team sees lighting team's duties and vice versa. This builds a real team mentality and just kills that whole "that's not my job" excuse. Fourth, rigorous change logging. Whenever a change happens, it gets updated in the central map and time-stamped. This creates an official history which prevents any arguments later. And finally, number 5, pre-event confirmation. About a week out, you send the final map to everyone for one final sign-off. This is their formal agreement, making sure everyone is looking at the same sheet of music before the performance begins.
You know, adopting a system like this is about so much more than just better logistics. It's a fundamental shift in your role as a leader. You stop putting out fires and you start, well, conducting a symphony.
I mean, this slide really says it all, doesn't it? The referee's day is just filled with delays, tension, and constant conflict resolution. It's stressful, it's reactive. But the orchestrator? Their event is defined by a smooth flow,
by genuine collaboration between suppliers, and by your own confident leadership. It's proactive, it's powerful. And I really want you to let this idea sink in. Your value as a professional isn't measured by how fast you can solve a problem on event day. It's measured by your ability to build a system so clear, so airtight, that those problems never even happen in the first place. That is the core philosophy shift right there.
So as we finish up, the question to ask yourself is this. Is your current process forcing you to be a referee, constantly blowing the whistle on disputes? Or are you ready to build a system of total clarity and become the true orchestrator of your events?